is MK. I am the founder of Filipino Home-Based Moms. FH Moms is a social enterprise provides livelihood home-based opportunities to Filipino moms. FH Moms' goals is to end the poverty here in the Philippines. Because when you help a mom, you're actually helping the whole family. And then we also want to provide quality education. And we want to promote women empowerment in the workplace and business.
Po si Vanessa Locordero, sobrang daming natutulong nila, knowledge, at napaka-friendly ng community. Gusto ko mag-thank you sa FH Moms dahil as a mother, sobrang pangarap natin na mag-work at home kasama yung mga anak natin, pamilya natin.
10 years, I'm seeing FH Moms as a social enterprise that will help bridge gender equality. And maybe in 10 years, we already have our own platform because right now all of our initiatives are in Facebook.
Hello mga Momshies! Welcome to our free webinar on how to create videos using Invideo. So this is our first episode. Maybe we will have more in the future. So yes, I'm very excited to introduce our guest speaker for tonight. So we have Abhilash. Abhilash currently leads growth for Invideo and is also the producer of the first of its kind marketing show, Just Between You and Me. He has an in-depth understanding of content-driven marketing, influencer marketing, and SaaS sales, and loves to geek up on the latest in consumer psychology. So let's all welcome Abhilash. Hi, how are you, Abhilash? Welcome to FH Mom.
Thank you so much for the kind introduction, Maria. How have you been?
Great. I would say here at home. I hope you're safe there. Where are you based right now?
So I'm based out of Mumbai, India. So unfortunately, we've just come out of a 3-day lockdown, which is essentially why this is my make-do office for the time being. But yeah, I mean it's been a rough 3 months, obviously for everyone across the globe. More so for us, we've had to shift everything to remote working, right? Which is actually not an easy task for a 70-member team. But I think it's something that was necessary. So I mean, we are taking it in the right spirit. But super excited to be here, and I'm hoping that by the end of the webinar we give enough value that benefits a lot of people, more so in the times to come, right?
Right. So before this webinar, before we decide on which topic should we talk about here in this webinar, you've asked me which topic will be beneficial for our moms. And for me, I told you that what will really help our community or our moms is for them to be able to create videos either for their business or for their freelancing jobs, right? So we're very excited to learn more about video editing with your help, Abhilash.
No, absolutely. So, should we wait for a couple of minutes for people to join in, or can we actually get started?
We can get started. We actually have hundreds of members who's watching now, and we also have an account manager from Invideo who will be answering some of your comments. But later on, after the demo of Abhilash, we will also have our live Q&A. So just make sure to comment your questions, maybe in English, so that we can, when we flash it in this live stream, Abhilash can answer, right?
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Cool. So for everyone who's joining in, thanks a lot for taking the time out on a Saturday and spending it with us. We'll try and make sure that by the end of it, you get enough value that you can actually go and implement some of the things that we tell you. But when I spoke to Maria and when I understood the purpose of this group, right, one of the first things that came to my mind was that obviously I come from a place where video content is something that our lives revolve around, right? But having said that, there is a larger benefit that we have when it comes to video content, which is that we can actually leverage video content to make money online, right? And that can be in different forms. One form of doing that is that you can actually create videos and you can kind of sell those videos online, because as a freelancer, right, even if you don't necessarily have freelance before, you can actually create video content. There are a lot of jobs online, and I will just show you a couple of examples of that in a minute, right? But that's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is that I know you obviously have courses for people here on the group, right? We spoke about this the last time. So for anyone who's actually looking to start a business online, right, or for anyone who's looking to act as a consultant or looking to start a brand online, again, video marketing overall is going to be sacrosanct in terms of them trying to get leads and trying for them to generate revenue for their business, right? So I think this training kind of equally helps anyone who has anything to do with marketing in 2020. And we just want to, and I'll make sure that I actually take you through a framework, like a 3-step framework, which we follow here at Invideo day in and day out, which will kind of give you like a very solid foundation in terms of how you should approach video marketing in 2020, right? That's the purpose. Okay, I'm just quickly going to share my screen, Maria. Let me know once that happens successfully.
Especially now that everyone, like majority of the entrepreneurs, companies, and business owners are doing all their marketing efforts online, right? So it's very important to learn video marketing right now.
Yeah, it's become so. I will actually touch upon how important it has become, and what is the state that we are in right now. But before I even get there, right, I just wanted to kind of show you a couple of examples of the kind of jobs that you can potentially get online as a freelancer or as a freelance video editor, and make genuine money, right? This is like the closest win or the quickest win that a lot of people can have. And then obviously there is a longer win, which is that you can leverage video marketing for your own brand, for your own personal branding, for your company's branding, for your business's branding, right? But here's, so I'm on Upwork, right? There are a couple of platforms where you can actively look for these jobs. So one of them is Upwork. Another one of them is Fiverr, right? Fiverr.com. A lot of you probably are already aware of it, but when you go and search for jobs like video editing or Facebook video ads, right, you'll actually get a lot of jobs like this. For example, this was posted 1 hour ago. I was just looking it up. I thought it'd be a good idea to share this as an example. As you can see, they're actually looking to create ads on social media, right? And you can see that there's a $100 fixed price for one video asset. Now, typically, they can spend anywhere from $10 to $100 depending on the complexity of the ad. But what I'm going to show you today is that you can actually create professional quality video ads without spending so much of the time once you get a subscription to Invideo. And you can actually just go all out. I mean, this shouldn't take you anything more than potentially an hour or a couple of hours at max, and you should be able to deliver these projects, right? Here's another one, video ad creator for Facebook ads, right? 30-second video, right? And a GIF version of that. So, okay, so I'm just going to jump to a short presentation that I have here. Right. Okay. So now that we've established what you can take away from this session, let's understand what is the state of video marketing in 2020, right? Just as you can't become, an expert at something without knowing the absolute fundamentals, I don't think we can even tackle the subject of video marketing without knowing the present state, right? So here's the landscape today. Digital is taken for granted, and anyone who wishes to reach us online needs to delight or entertain us. Think about it. Think about all the content that you've actually interacted with in any ways whatsoever you've consumed in the last 24 hours or in the last 1 week. And you'll realize what I'm talking about, right? You absolutely have zero threshold for content that does not delight you or does not entertain you or does not actually make you want to watch it, right? We're already at that stage. In addition to that, smartphones and data are becoming cheaper by the day. I know, as a matter of fact, that in India it's become so much cheaper in the last five years. I know that is the case across the globe as well, right? Now, when you put these two things together, you arrive at the most remarkable insight, which is that only and only the most engaging mode of communication is going to prevail. Now, why is this important? Because it's not a choice anymore. This is actually like the default byproduct of when you put these two conditions together. You can't really push out content in the form of text. I'm not saying that that format is redundant, But I'm saying, think about someone who's never known of your brands. Think about someone who's never interacted with your brand. For them, what do you think is the easiest way for you to kind of stand out, for you to make sure that you kind of entertain them and you give them value? Video kind of becomes the default way for them to do that, right? And a testimonial for that is that the average internet user spends more than 52 minutes per day watching online video, right? And this is across the globe. Obviously, I spend probably 10x that amount of time, but I'm just talking about even the average Joe across any country in the world will potentially be looking to spend about an hour or so online, right? Watching video content. Which brings us to the final insight, which is digital video becomes the key for brands to reach, engage, and retain their audiences, right? It's just kind of a given now, right? Okay, so let's move ahead. I'm assuming that I don't have to get deeper into this. This is fairly common knowledge, but yeah, just putting it out there, establishing this, right? Now, okay, if this is what needs to be done, I'm going to take you, as I said, through a 3-step framework that you can follow to actually generate potential customers, to actually generate potential leads from video marketing. I feel like a lot of people out there understand the value of videos because they've heard it from people, they've heard it from their favorite creators, but they don't really understand the roadmap of how can you actually create top of the funnel content, how can you get someone who's never heard of your brand or of you and take them to actually end up buying something from you, or even coming and liking your page, right? Whatever that end objective is. So I'm going to show you that. Now, what do you need in order for you to do this? You need your brand's product, a brand or product's USP, right? Which is your unique selling point. I think pretty much anyone and everyone will have this by default. You will need your brand's website. Now, when I mean website, you can also, that's basically your main hub where you want people to go, right? So it can be, for example, for FH Moms, it will be their community. Your community actually serves the purpose of your website, right? For someone else, it can be their Amazon shopping page, right? So it doesn't matter. What I'm trying to get at is that that's your central hub where you will send people to, right? And then there's obviously your social channels, which are your channels for bringing an audience from the outside world to your world, right? What you won't need is, you won't need expert content writing skills. You won't need a lot of design skills. And you definitely don't need an expensive software. This is probably the biggest myth, that you actually need to have all three of them or at least two of them to be able to create really good video content. I'm going to show you exactly how this bottleneck does not exist anymore. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start at the absolute fundamental, which is the sales funnel, right? A lot of you already are probably aware of this. If you aren't, a sales funnel is essentially how you move someone from top of the funnel, which is someone who's just basically getting to know your brand, right? He's just exposed to your brand for the first time. You want to grab their attention, make them aware of your brand. Then you want to basically make them to take some action for your brand, which can be clicks or which can be signing up or anything of that sort, right? And then at the bottom is conversion, obviously, wherein they ultimately decide to pay you, or ultimately decide to book that event, or ultimately decide to sign up for a webinar, right? So now the biggest fallacy or the biggest myth that people have when they're creating video content today, and I've seen this across the board, we've spoken to like hundreds of users because of our own community on Facebook. And we've realized that the biggest myth is that people feel that the same video asset that they create, the same video content piece, will work really well across the board, across all the three stages of the funnel, irrespective of wherever your user is at. So what I mean by that is, let's say, for example, I had never heard of FH Moms, till about 2 months ago, right? Now, for someone like me, if you're serving a video ad, as opposed to someone like, Maria, who's actually, let's say, been an integral part of the community or has heard about the community a couple of times, you will not be able to actually make it work for both of us, right? It'll either work for me or it'll work for her, or in a lot of cases, if you mix it up, it'll not work for either one of us, right? So it's very, very important that you focus on each stage of your funnel and actually create content that works for each one of them, right? Okay, so at the top, you serve them snackable video content. What I mean by snackable video content is, just as the name suggests, they're extremely easy to consume, which means they're entertaining, or they're lighthearted. They're very easy to consume. They are freakishly addictive because you want to actually continue consuming that kind of content. And three, they're extremely easy to make. Like, it doesn't take a lot of time and effort to put it together, right? And I am going to show you examples of this in a minute. Then when you move down the funnel, what you will do is you will take everyone who has actually interacted with your top of the funnel content, and you will retarget them with a slightly more direct video ad of sorts, right? This is where you bring in your offering of sorts. You don't start selling it to them, but you introduce them to your offering, right? And then the bottom of the funnel is where you directly try and push for a sale because they already have interacted with the first two layers of content, right? This is your qualified audience who have actually consumed and interacted with both of your levels above. And Facebook allows you to do this. You can actually very easily retarget people. I'm not going to get deeper into that, but it's extremely easy. You can find it online, right? Okay, so let's start with our snackable video, right? How do you come up with a snackable video? What is the basic premise? You take something that is really, really interesting for your audience, and you add a branded end card, which is your brand's information, your logo or your outro, right? That's it. That's actually, if you think about it, those are the two building blocks, right? Now, if we have to think about how do you come up with something interesting, the real question is now, if you go down the rabbit hole, how do you come up with something interesting, right? So this is the crux, right? There are three things involved in how you determine something can be interesting to your audience. One is you need to understand your audience persona really well. So what I mean by that is, let me take an example of a pet care shop, right? I have a pet care shop, let's say. My audience persona is of pet owners, right? People who have pets or are running pet shelter homes, so on and so forth, right? Basically, the construct is that these are people who care immensely about animals, right? Or maybe just about their pets. And so that's my broad audience persona, right? Now you come to content patterns. Content patterns is how they essentially spend time online, right? Where do they spend the most amount of time? What do they consume the most in terms of content, right? So again, if I take the same example of pet owners, I know that if you think about it, the one behavior that I am very sure of with each pet owner is that they spend a lot of time online consuming videos of other cute animals, right? By default, like, I am a dog person. I know that at some point in time, if there is a cute dog video that comes on my timeline, I have to save it for viewing it later, or I have to watch it, right? In fact, in most cases, I'll also share it with the world, right? So that gets to them. That is one angle, one content pattern that kind of works really well for them. Let me take a slightly different example. What if you have an online apparel brand, right? You actually, let's say, have a fashion brand which sells women's clothing, right? Your audience persona is, let's say, a millennial who likes shopping online and who is a working professional, right? Now, the content pattern for them, or the content insight, is that all of them will always follow pages, other fashion pages, where they can get tips, fashion tips, right? Where they can get the latest trends, right? They like keeping in touch with, they like keeping themselves updated with the latest trends, right? So if you use that insight now, you'll arrive at certain content angles. I'm assuming that a lot of you would already be able to understand where I'm getting at with this, but I'll just actually complete that example in a minute, right? The last bit is, now that you have this insight, how do you take it and you make it something that is valuable or fun? Or in the best case scenario, a combination of both of them, which I like to call valuetainment, right? So, okay, let's actually go over an example, right? This is an example of a top of the funnel piece for a pet shop brand, right? right? And then you can obviously have your end plate, which is your logo, right? So this is actually a great example. So now I'm just going to go back to what I just said a couple of minutes ago, right? If you noticed, I did not talk about what my pet, what my brand does. I haven't actually, spoken anything about that. I have just ran a piece which kind of, lets people, meets people where they are. It's a content piece that I know they will engage with. I know they'll potentially share this with, a lot of other people too, right? This is my top of the funnel content. Now, if I have to take a couple of other examples, let's take the example of the women's apparel brand, right? If I have a women's fashion brand online, a snackable video idea, a great snackable video idea would be 5 fashion trends that are making a comeback in 2020, or 5 fashion or 5 styles that you can adopt for your work from home life in 2020, right? Because now that's essentially become an integral part of our lives, right? So that is a great piece of content, because anyone who actually looks at that will want to sit through the entire video. It's organically something that they want to consume and share with people. So your top of the funnel audience, like your the people that are actually getting exposed to your brand, is massive, right? Okay, let's move on to the next example. Now, how do you create your middle of the funnel content? That's your video ad. This is where you take your proposition or your positioning as, hey, I create cute dog videos or cute animal videos, and you actually connect it with a problem that they face, your audience faces, and then you can actually give them a solution, right? Offer actually can come in at a later point in time as well. You can have that as a third stage, or you can integrate it as a part of your middle of the funnel piece as well, right? But yeah, that's essentially the idea. So let's look at how this pans out for our example. Like if that is my top of the funnel piece that I just showed you a couple of minutes ago, the video that we just saw, how will the middle of the funnel piece look for that, right? Right? You actually tied this exactly into your top of the funnel piece. So everyone who's engaged with that kind of remembers. If you look at the visuals, etc., they are also still the same. The treatment is the same. In fact, this almost looks like a shorter edit of that video, right? But it's, in a way it is, right? So think about it. Everything that you've kind of seen, all the people who've actually seen your first piece will kind of remember it if they see this piece. One. Two is that this actually does a very, very good job of tying that to the problem that they face, which is they can't necessarily take their dogs online, dogs for a walk, I'm sorry. And you are actually stepping in as a recommended solution for that, right? And you're also offering them a great way to get started today by giving them something that is really lucrative, right? Okay, now let's talk a bit about the offer that you usually give, because an offer can be of a whole lot of ways. An offer can be presented in a whole lot of ways, right? Here's like a snapshot of all the ways that you can give them an offer. Let me take a step back and also iterate. An offer, in popular belief, is that it's a discount, but it does not necessarily have to mean that. It's basically any form of value that you can give your end user, right? A lucrative value proposition that you can give them. So for example, it can be in the form of a download. So you can give them checklists, you can give them guides, you can give them templates, right? You can give them discounts. So you can give them a coupon, a free trial, a bundle. You can give them you can send them to a destination. So you can give them a free training webinar, access to a free training webinar, right? You can give them access to a masterclass. You can set up a one-on-one free consultation, right? So think of all the ways that you can actually bring them value without necessarily losing out on money, without necessarily putting money on the table. Like a way for us to do this at Invideo, the way that we do this, and it's tied into the product obviously, is that you can actually sign up for free for Invideo, right? We don't charge you for trying the product. You can actually make as many videos as you would like, but with an Invideo watermark, right? So it's ideal for someone to try it out and be convinced that the platform works for them, and only then make a purchase. Right, that kind of is the value proposition that we would potentially present at the end, as the offer, right? But yeah, that's the premise of how the offer should be. Now let's look at an example of how the offer video will pan out. If you want to actually break it down even further and target the first two stages, you can actually create an offer video like this. That's it, right? You just touched upon the problem and you've given them a solution with an offer. That's it, right? So again, it's not necessary that you have to take all three stages. I have to give you a disclaimer. There are some product categories, like let's say for example, you're selling a toothbrush online. I mean, just off the top of my head, you might not necessarily want to follow the entire three-step funnel because it's a fairly simple product, right? Either someone wants it or someone doesn't want it. They, in all probability, will buy it because of features and the discount, right? They don't really need for you to engage them at a higher plane. But when it comes to slightly more complex products, so let's take the example of a face mask, right? Or let's take the example of an Invideo subscription, right? These are products that need a slightly higher level of involvement from your user, which is when breaking it down into 2 steps or 3 steps actually helps. It helps you in terms of getting them organically move from top of the funnel, from awareness to a point where they actually feel like, yes, I should go ahead and buy it, right? Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you a couple of real world examples and then we'll quickly move over to Invideo. But I wanted to show you how we've followed this exact same 3-step process at Invideo. These are use cases that are live right now. These are ads that are currently live for Invideo. Okay, the first example was that for top of the funnel content, we did a live training video, a live training webinar like the one that we are doing right now with Mari Smith. She's actually one of the leading creators on Facebook, right? One of the leading Facebook marketing experts. Now, we did a 2-part training series which was for about an hour long. That was our top of the funnel content, right? Now, what we did is anyone and everyone who actually attended that and anyone and everyone who engaged with it, who saw the webinar for, more than like the first 10 minutes, let's say, we actually targeted them with a shorter, more direct video ad, which is this one, which actually spoke about how, this is probably the best time to go all out in terms of video and how, they can actually get started with Invideo for a flat 50% discount, right? And that's not where we stopped. We actually also, so here's where our offer ended up being, right? We actually created a landing page where Mari's offer landed and they could just go and redeem it, right? So again, this is completely optional. If you already have a checkout page, like if you have an Amazon checkout page, or if you have a website and you can directly lead them to your checkout page, that can be your destination, right? But if you don't have one, right, maybe it's a good idea to create a landing page because, it's like one place where there is a single objective, as you can see here. There's a single objective to get them started, right? Nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. Right? Okay, let's look at another example. Now here, the objective is slightly different. The objective is not to get people to buy an Invideo subscription. It is to come and watch our show, which is just between you and me, which happens every Wednesday, 10 a.m. PST, right? Now, when we wanted to do that, our top of the funnel content was this promo that we created on Invideo, right? Which was like a 45, 60 second promo. Now, when we moved down the funnel, we retargeted everyone who had watched more than half of that video with a slightly more direct 20-seconder, which spoke more directly about what are the benefits that they will get out of attending this seminar. I'll just play this one for you.
I'm a marketing geek, and my mind's also.
So I'm just going to pause this here. So there is a clip that plays wherein Mark Schaefer talks about this insight about how marketing is changing, and then we obviously towards the end invite them to come and learn how only the why only the most human companies will win. But this is a shorter cutout version of the original video, which is about 1 minute and 5 seconds. That's our promo, right? Now, how does the destination for this look like? What is the bottom of the funnel? Where are we leading them to? We are leading them to the show page Whereas you can see the singular objective is they look at the show, they know they have the host here. Steve is a very popular face. There's a one-line brief of what they'll get from the show. There's how they can attend it, and then obviously this is where my main CTA comes in. This is the action that I want them to take up, which is I'm actually allowing them to catch all of the episodes live for free, and they can sign up here, right? So those are the three examples. Now I'm quickly going to move over to Invideo, but before that, Maria, do we have any questions so far? Do we want to probably just take a breather here and look at where people are at? I'm hoping that so far, things have been simple enough, and you have gotten a sense of.
We have moms here who said that they love your templates and in video, so they've tried it.
Amazing.
And we're getting a lot of. Actually, there's a question here. If you guys have like a lifetime subscription, or maybe we can start touring them in the platform. What do you think?
We actually don't have a lifetime subscription right now, purely because our prices already are so low. But maybe what I'd recommend is that we've got a you can actually just DM us on the page, right? Just go to the Facebook page, just DM us there. We'll see how we can best help you. I mean, this is strictly coming from the point that we know how the times are right now. We want to, kind of make sure that more and more people are able to access Invideo. However, having said that, Mary, if you wait till the end of this webinar, Maria actually has a very special code that she actually has to give you guys, which I think will make you reconsider your decision, because you not want to go with a lifetime plan. You just want to get on a subscription, right? Okay, so Maria, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start sharing my screen again, and I'm just going to move to Invideo, so that I can show them how you can create a very simple ad on the platform, right?
Sure. Oh, we got another question here. She's asking if you guys have free trial.
We do. Like I said, you can actually go and sign up for Invideo. When you do sign up, you get on a lifetime free trial plan. You can actually continue to keep making as many videos as you would like. Use all the features that you can. It's just that your videos will come with an Invideo watermark. Right. So the moment you know that okay, this is the platform for you, and you want to start creating videos with your own branding, and you want to actually start freelancing with someone, it'd be recommended that you get on a paid plan.
Got it. All right.
Okay. Just give me a second. Can you see my screen all right, Maria?
Yes, I can see your screen now.
Perfect. So this is essentially the Invideo homepage. I'm just going to reload that for a second. Just a disclaimer, guys. If the platform seems slightly slow, that's because there's too much happening on my system right now. I'm on a MacBook Air and I'm streaming live to you guys, and at the same time I'm using Invideo, right? A quick mention: Invideo is, as of now, purely a browser-based platform for desktop because of the detailed editing features that we have, right? You will be amazed at the power of the platform. You don't have to install anything whatsoever. All you need is a 3 Mbps or a 5 Mbps internet connection and a decent sized laptop, right? And you can actually access Invideo from anywhere and create amazing videos on the fly, right? So yeah, let's actually get to it, right? This is the homepage, as you can see. Now, there are 3 critical bottlenecks that I want to touch upon before I even get to showing you these, right? That kind of are important because these are the 3 bottlenecks that in your head are stopping you from making that jump to video creation. You would say that, hey, Abhilash, I agree to everything that you just said, and it's great, right? And we are convinced that we should do this, and we love the idea of doing this. But I think that there are going to be 3 bottlenecks to doing this. One is that there's going to be a lot of time that is going to be needed for doing this. 2, there is going to be a lot of effort that is going to be needed to doing this, because you will, in all probability, have to learn this platform in and out, which needs you to dedicate some time, right? And 3, there is a cost implication. You'd say that, hey, even if I do learn how to edit videos, there's the cost of stock footage, for example. Where do I get videos from? I'll have to go and shoot, and all of those parameters, right? I'm saying that all 3 bottlenecks are redundant, and I'll just show you how you can do that in a minute. But the premise is using this platform, anyone and everyone, even if you've never edited a video before in your life, will be able to create stunning gold standard videos in a matter of minutes, anywhere from 15 minutes to 30 minutes, for less than $10 a month, right? That's the value proposition here, right? Okay, so now I'm going to show you the features of Invideo and how they solve for those three bottlenecks. So let's talk about the first two problems, time and effort, right? What we've done is we've solved that bottleneck at the grassroots level by giving you thousands of templates. So we've got close to about 4,000 odd handcrafted templates that we've built from the ground up. These are not designs that we've picked up from, a third-party vendor or a platform online. These are created from the ground up with complete editability and flexibility, right? And as you can see, I'm just going to scroll through some of the templates, but as you can see, you've got templates for literally every single use case, right? You name it and you'll have it here. In fact, if you go to the drop down for categories, and if I click on view all, you'll see all the categories that you have, right? Video invites. We even have templates for COVID, right? If you wanted to create awareness about that. Greetings, listicles, snackable videos, there you go, right? You name it, you have it here, right? So you will never have to actually leave the platform for you to be able to create any form of content. Okay, so that's number one. Two is that we have an inbuilt media library of more than 1 million royalty-free images and video clips that you can that are actually pulled in from premium sources like Shutterstock, right? So your second impediment of how will I bring about the visuals, right? Even if I think about a script, even if I know what to say for my brand, how will I make it look good? You don't have to shoot content. You don't have to go and get a subscription with Shutterstock, which, by the way, in itself is extremely expensive, right? It's a lot more than $10 a month. But you don't have to do that. You have complete access to that library right within the platform, and you can use as many clips as you want, right? Three is that we've got a 24/7 live chat support window, which is right here at the bottom. At any given point in time, you can reach out to our team and someone will be there from our team with you in under a minute, right? Currently replying in under a minute. Someone will be there with you to help you out. You can ask them for anything and everything. You can ask them for template recommendations. You can ask them if you get stuck somewhere. You can let them know if you want to hop on a call with them so that they can take you through it. Whatever be the case, right? We are with you throughout this journey because we understand that even after showing you all of this, video can still be a daunting proposition for you to get started with, right? So we are saying that we are going to handhold you through this entire process. We are going to walk with you hand in hand throughout this entire process and set you up for success. Great. Now that we've covered that, let's actually quickly go to some of the templates. In fact, I'm going to go to projects here. Let me first start by showing you how you can add your logo and how can you set your brand presets, right? So if you go here, you can actually add team members as well. You can have unlimited team members on one account, but you can also go and set your brand presets, which is where you can upload your logo, you can set your brand colors and all of that. If you're going to be using this for a singular brand, right? You can only do this for a single brand right now. But you can obviously within Invideo, like within the editing platform, you can add multiple logos, you can remove logos and do all of that. Okay, projects is where all of your previous projects are going to lie. So what I've done is I've actually created these three pieces that I just showed you, right? Top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel. Let me actually edit the top of the funnel piece and show you how that video came into existence on our platform, right? So this template is actually already live on Invideo. I mean, obviously not with the exact text, but the layout of, all of these elements, like the look and feel is already there. Now, here's the best part, right? I'm just going to take a minute to kind of take you through the layout here. This is the editor. When you enter a job, this is where you will come. Don't worry if it looks slightly complex right now. In about 5 minutes, this will be the easiest thing that you've ever seen, right? Okay, so this is your central workspace. This is where you can edit things, you can move things around, you can do whatever it is that you want, right? If you ever do something that you feel was incorrect, your keyboard shortcuts, Control-Z or Command-Z will work in terms of undoing things, right? You can also copy paste things. So Control-C, Control-V will work just fine. There you go. I just, kind of copy pasted that text box again. You can also do that across scenes, right? So this is your main workspace. Now on the left is your asset panel. anything that you want to add to your scenes will actually be on the left, right? So for example, remember how I spoke to you about there being an inbuilt media library? Let's actually search for puppies, right? Okay, let's look at any of these video clips. That's really cute, right? Don't worry about the watermark that gets removed when you add it to your scene, right? Okay, so all I have to do if I have to add this to my scene is drag and drop this here. It'll tell me what is the duration of the video that I want to select. I'll select the first 6 seconds. I'll click on done and it will get added. Okay, sorry, I believe I selected the wrong option. I'm just going to do this again. 6 seconds. Okay, and I'm going to get rid of this previous one, right? There you go. And I'm going to make this take up all of my screen. Perfect, right? So I'm going to make the scene duration slightly smaller, but yeah, I think it'll auto adjust. Now, if I can actually preview this, you can preview this particular scene here and it'll play out the scene for you. Right? Perfect. Those puppy eyes, I mean, we have a puppy in the frame. That's all that you had to do. You can obviously change this text, you can edit it. Now, let me show you what other options do you have in terms of your asset library, right? You've obviously got music, so you've got images here in your media library. So it's not just videos, but you can also have images, obviously, right? You've got a music library, an inbuilt music library that has songs categorized according to mode. So you can go to electronic, whatever is the overall tempo of your project, right? You've got text fields. So these are, again, very interesting ways for you to show text. As you can see, you can actually use any one of these. You can change the color. Don't worry about it. Like the color is fairly easy for you to change, right? Then you've got things like CTAs, right? You've got stickers. You can search for whatever sticker you need and you will get them here, right? There you go. So you've got these stickers, which I could have potentially added to my scene, right? I'll just click on that, that comes up and I can paste it here, right? In fact, I can also get rid of my video and I can just make this like this bigger and I can place it in the center, right? Just throwing in ideas here, right? But these can come in extremely handy when you're looking to create explainers. But let's preview this actually. It'd be very interesting to see how this pans out. Right? Okay, so that's when it comes to stickers. You've got overlay effects, so you can actually add certain VFX effects. Like for example, if you want to add light leaks to the scene, right? I'm just going to reduce the opacity a little, but there you go. So if you preview this now, sorry. Right? So you can add all these kinds of effects from here, right? Then there are shapes. Obviously, these can be used for connecting lines, circles, things like that. You've got uploads as well. So uploads is where you can actually upload all of your video clips. I uploaded a few of mine, right? And they will remain across projects. So it's not that you upload your videos to this project and then they'll just remain here. You can actually, they will remain there for the life of your account with us, right? And you can upload files up to 800 MB. Now, let's look at what do we have here at the bottom. So you've actually got these scenes. You can obviously make them longer. You can increase their duration. You can decrease their duration. You can do all of that. You can edit them. You can duplicate them. The works, right? And obviously, this is the timeline. This is the project timeline. So this shows how long the project really is. What you can do is you can actually zoom out a little if you want to just kind of see all the scenes together, right? There you go. So you can see all your scenes at once, right? I can zoom out even further, right? So this will again come in extremely handy for you when you want to just kind of set it up as to how you want to see it. But that's all that there is. That's all the complexity that there is. Now let's quickly take a look at layers and the right panel. The right panel is where you'll spend a lot of your time because this is where all of your edit options are. So let's say, for example, I wanted to change the color of my text. I click on my text box. All the editing options on the right end up being for the text. So you see, it's very intuitive. If you just read the options, you will be able to figure where you can change the color of your project and so on and so forth, right? It's extremely intuitive that way. But okay, I'm just going to leave this to yellow for the time being. Right, you've got a whole bunch of other options as well. I'd implore you to just play around with it. It's very self-explanatory, right? But and then you also have layers here. Now layers come in extremely handy when you want to identify, like for example, what if you want to select the logo, right? You can actually click on it here, or you can also click on the logo layer here and it automatically selects it, right? Why is this important? Is because a lot of times, like look at this. How do you know if this is editable or not? I'm saying everything that you see on the screen is editable. If you just go to layers, you will be able to see all the layers and all the elements that have been added. Like element one is there is this overlay layer. Can you see that? So you know all the layers that are there, and then you can just modify it. So if I don't want this screen to be slightly dark, I can actually get rid of the overlay layer. There you go. But then it affects my readability, which is why I'm going to just bring it back, right? Perfect. So that's as far as the features are concerned. That's as simple as it gets. We've got one small thing to add to this, which is this small button here. Now we've built the world's first intelligent video assistant. What this does is it will actually analyze your scene in real time and give you feedback on basic common hygiene issues that you could have made. Let me show you how. Right? If you click on this, let it analyze the scene. It will scan the scene. And if there is something that is wrong, it will tell you that you need to fix this. If there isn't anything wrong, then it will actually tell you, hey, you know what, everything's good to go. There you go. Try the auto calculate duration button, because the video duration is longer than the scene duration, and it'll get cut after 6 seconds, right? Okay, I'm going to ignore this, but I want to keep the text under 65 characters. Too much text, too little time to reveal, right? So these are the kind of things that you probably skip a lot of times, you miss out on. But if you just click on edit text here, it'll give you an option to edit this, and then you can just basically move on, right? I'm going to ignore this for the time being, but there you go. Yep, the scene looks totally awesome. We are good to go, right? Now I can edit this, but in the interest of our video, I'm going to leave it as is. But it is going to give you these hints, which is why I'm saying that all of the heavy lifting is left to the platform. You don't have to know how to edit. You don't have to know how to design. You don't have to know how to kind of figure out where do you get footages from. You just focus on the story. You focus on what your messaging needs to be. You focus on the marketing plan and leave the video editing bit to the platform, right? Now, once you're done with your entire project, you can click on preview and export. It'll give you a preview of the whole project or the whole video at once. If everything is good to go, you can click on export video. Let's just give this a second while it loads. This happens instantaneously, all right, guys. This is just a function of all the processing power that is being extracted out of my system right now. But there you go. This is submitted. It will take approximately about 3 to 4 minutes. That's it for this video to be rendered. Once it is, you can actually download it as a file and then use it wherever you want, right? So yeah, that's now similarly you can also create ads, right? This is just top of the funnel content. But if you want to create an ad, you can go and look at ad templates, right? If you want to create an offer, for example, you can go and search for offers, right? There you go. So you've got a whole bunch of templates, and obviously we've got them in different sizes too. So for example, this size is what is best fit for YouTube or for horizontal Facebook. If most of your audience is on desktop on Facebook, this is the format that you will use, right? At 16:9. But if it's most of your audience is spending time on Instagram on their mobile, or they move between Instagram and Facebook, 1:1 is the ideal size for your regular posts, right? Regular Facebook posts, regular Instagram posts. And then there's obviously your vertical posts, which are best fit for Snapchat or TikTok, for Instagram stories, for IGTV, for mobile first videos, right? So you've got templates in all the sizes. You can actually go and explore them and get going from there, right? Okay, so I think that's broadly covering the platform, right? Now over to you, Maria. I think you've got a few benefits that you would like to go over. We can also take questions at this point in time, but I'm hoping that this kind of explains the process, like the marketing funnel, and how you can execute it on Invideo.
Right. So I think some of our moms have already tried the premium account, which is really good for so excited to see all of your works. We actually have one mom who tried editing like an introduction video with her logo or with her brand, and
Okay.
it's really good with the name of Belle. She's also watching now.
Okay.
And yes, we actually have an ongoing in video giveaway for everyone. So we asked
Yep.
our moms where they want to use this in video app or platform. So we got a winner here. So congratulations. There, congratulations, Mami Isa Esila Saguin, for your comment. So you won a 1 month access to the premium account of InVideo. All right. So
Congratulations, Isa. I hope you have
congratulations.
you love the product and you make the most of this.
Right. So to those who wanted to try in video, you can just sign up, right, to the
Yeah.
link that is provided in the comment section.
Yeah.
So, and also with the description of this live video. So just use FH Moms code, which is FH Moms 50, so that you could get
So,
50% 50%
so,
either for a monthly
so
plan or
Maria, if
an.
I could, sorry, I just actually like to tell them what the offer is about. So, guys, for everyone who's watching, our usual pricing is $10 a month if billed annually, and $20 a month if you bill monthly, right? Which is $120 a year, and $20 a month, right? But just for this community and just for the group, we are actually giving a flat out 50% discount across all of our plans, which means your annual subscription, the price for you to get access to all of this, get access to all the premium footage, get access to all the templates, the editing features, 24/7 support, is just going to come down to $60 a year, right? Which is, I think, a no-brainer. You will recover that if even if you are just able to, get two jobs as two video jobs online, right? Or if you even make like your first sale, which is for about $50-$60, right? And in addition to that, okay, so that's $60 a year. That's $5 a month, roughly, billed annually. And if you want to take it on a monthly basis, then it comes down to $10 a month, right? Still, it's a complete no-brainer. So I think FH Moms 50 is the code, right? Please go to Invideo, try it out. If you are sold on the proposition and if you are sold on the value, if you think this is the platform for you, please apply that code and get the discount. If you have any difficulty in this process, as I've already showed you, what you can do is you can reach out to us. I'm just going to actually drop in my email address in the comments below. I think Kunal from my team will just do that. It's abhilash@invideo.io. You can reach out to our team. You can DM us. You can speak to us on our community, on our Facebook community, or you can also just use the 24/7 live chat window. I think that's the easiest way for you to do it. Once you're in the app, just use that platform, reach out to our team. They will give you, they will help you get set up from day one, so you don't have to waste any time on it. If you need a demo, you can also ask them for that. If you need help with deciding on which is the best plan, you can also ask them for help on that, right? We strictly want to make sure that you know exactly what plan you're getting into and you make the most of it. We'll be the happiest when you actually not just purchase a plan, but you do go out there and create, at least 2, 3, 4 videos a month, 2, 3, 4 videos a week, right? Okay, Maria. So that's pretty much what we have when it comes to InVideo. Do you want to field questions?
Yeah, Mami J has a question here. She's asking if there's an expiration for the code.
There is there is an expiration for the code, just in the sense that all of our codes are typically for about a week's time, right? But Jade, hey, if it is that much of a concern, and I understand the ethos of this group, the code is to help you guys out more than anything else. So in the worst case scenario that someone is not able to get to it and there is a genuine exception, we can potentially look at it, letting you avail that offer even after that. But I'd strongly recommend that if it is possible for you guys to make that jump, you should potentially grab it today, right? Because or in the next 2 or 3 days, because we typically run out, our offers after a week's time.
Right, so we can see that it's going to run for a week, but we also have another giveaway that we want to announce. It's
Yeah.
actually posted in our group. So as soon as you were able to create a video, either with watermark or with not, we will be giving away one free course of your choice to whoever we choose with the best video that you'll create. All right, so. We're
Yeah.
very excited to see your Invideo videos.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's the only way to go ahead with this right now. I think you know everything that you have to. You know the three-step framework. You already have a very good demo of the product. Now it's just a matter of you actually getting hands-on and you getting to it, right? And you have got 24/7 support. So we are going to be there. So very, very excited to see the kind of videos that you will create. Sorry, Maria, I think
Okay, sorry, I'm
yeah,
on mute.
yeah.
I just wanted to thank everyone who watched this live session with Invideo. We're very excited to see your works. So
Actually, Maria, sorry, I almost forgot before we go. There is one other giveaway that's actually for everyone who's attending this seminar right now, which is that like I said before, we actually put up a marketing show where we get some of the best marketeers of the 21st century, of the current digital age on board, and we deep dive into very specific topics, right? For example, last week it was about copywriting for social media. The coming Wednesday we have a session on Facebook ads, right? A proper 1 hour deep dive into Facebook ads to help anyone and everyone get set up, and it's with Jordan Platten, who's one of the foremost experts when it comes to Facebook marketing, right? We usually conduct these masterclasses for our community members and so on and so forth, but we would love to actually let all of you guys register for free for the masterclass. You can actually not just attend this one, but you can have access to all the masterclass that have happened so far. They're almost blueprints in themselves, right? Just as this was a blueprint of sorts, they are mini blueprints in themselves. You can get access to all of those free resources, and at the same time, all the sessions that we'll do moving forward. I think Kunal or someone from my team will get in the link for the show in the description in the comments. But we'd love for you to actually come join us there. It's Wednesday, 10 a.m. PST. So I don't know what time that is there, Maria. But if I can actually just check that up real quick.
post the details for the masterclass. So
Yeah.
what you're saying is, if they sign up to Invideo, then they can have like a full access to the masterclass. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct. That is correct. So that is absolutely correct. And those recordings are available. So even if they're not able to attend those sessions live, you can still go back and then use the recordings. That's the URL invideo.io/udemy, right? So we'll be super glad for you guys to try this out. And thank you so much, Maria, for having me over. I'm hoping that this session was helpful enough for people to take some genuine value out of this.
All right. So maybe we can give you another prize. We wanted to know what you've learned from this free webinar. Maybe you can comment down in the comment section. What have you learned in this live? And we will give you a surprise gift online. All right. So we'll just announce it in our group. So thank you so much, everyone. The
Thank you,
course of
Maria.
the See you
Thank you,
again.
guys. Thank you for everyone who's joining in. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.